morning show. Time to wake up. Wake up.
It's Brit's Morning Brew Crew.
3, 2, 1. Let's go! I love country because it's real.
It's just my lifestyle.
It's who I am.
That's what country is.
It's about family. It's about America.
It's Brit's Morning Brew Crew.
Let me show you how a country girl gets it done, y'all.
You're on with Britt Bailey.
We are live. Not exactly sure where to look. We've got all sorts of cameras up here. We had some technical difficulties, and not only that, but we also had I had a train. Got stuck in front
That's all you have to say, and everyone will understand.
My goodness. Brit's Morning Brew Crew here this morning. Hopefully the audio is coming through well. Let us know in the comments right down below. I've got the computer up here so I can see your comments coming through. Let us know if it's good or not. And we had some squelching going on. So that's what we were trying to figure out here. So I apologize that we weren't on here right when we said we were going to be. But thank you guys for joining us, because I have Amy Sheppard here with me.
Hi.
And she looks a little bit different than her photo that we had up here. I love the hair.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually chopped it all off before I came to the States. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad you liked the photo.
Yeah, well, absolutely amazing. Listen to the music. You've got some great stuff out there that you've had in the past couple of years. And you are from Australia.
Yes, I think you can probably hear from the accent that I'm not from around these parts of town.
Your O's aren't near as long as ours are, being right close to the border.
No, that's right. There's lots of different accents here in the States, but I don't think there's too many like mine.
Yes, very true. So tell me a little bit about what you did over in Australia and how you got here to being in Nashville.
Yeah, so I'm a country artist, but I'm also part of a band called Sheppard with my brother and my sister. And we've had huge success back in Australia as part of the band, and also here in the States. We had a song called Geronimo, which went like multi-platinum, took us all around the world. We've been on Ellen and Jimmy Fallon, all sorts of things. We've toured with Keith Urban and Megan Trainor, Justin Bieber. So I've had lots of adventures, but I've always loved country music. So I really wanted to get into country. So I released a solo project back in Australia. I released a debut EP called Nothing But Wild. I just wanted to see how it would go and how I would be received in the country community. And it went to number 1 on the Australian Billboard chart.
Sure.
And that was kind of like my nod of approval to be like, you're doing good.
You're doing great.
Yeah. So I came out to Nashville a couple of times, did some writing, and just fell in love with it. And I just really understood the whole culture. And I was like, okay, I need to be here. So I've just moved out. To the States in October. So I've been here like 4 or 5 months and finding my feet, and I'm loving it. Yeah.
So now tell me, is the weather a little bit different over there versus here? Like, you've gotten in since October, so you got into fall, winter, and then second winter, and then ice, and then
exactly. So we're on the opposite schedule to you guys. So we're in summer right now.
Nice.
Yeah, we always have a hot Christmas. We're in the pool. We're drinking champagne.
I am jealous.
Eating, we call them prawns or shrimp and seafood.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. Like, we had our first snowfall in Nashville. Like, we got dumped on there.
Yeah, you guys did. You guys got almost more than what we did up here in North Iowa. So,
really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is wild. I was expecting it to get cold, but I never in my wildest dreams did I imagine Nashville to turn into a winter wonderland.
Right.
And I was FaceTiming my friends. They're like, oh, it looks like a gingerbread house.
Yes. Except for don't eat the yellow frosting. So.
Or don't eat the snow in general, apparently.
Exactly. Well, tell me a little bit about, so you've been in Nashville, you've been doing some writing, you're still in the other band that you've got going. So tell me a little bit about how that's been going with the writing and everything. Have you met some people that you were like, I never expected to meet them?
Oh, yeah. Just like everyone I meet has a story. I just love talking to people around town because everyone's in music, Back home, when you say you're in a band, they're like, you're in a van? Like
a garage?
Yeah, they expect you to be like, oh, cute. But when they get to know me, they're like, oh, you're in a real van. I'm like, I guess whatever that means. But yeah, whereas here in in the States, but in particular in Nashville, it's just really accepted, and it's a real career.
Yeah, right.
So it's been really great to meet people. You just talk to anyone and they might be your Uber driver, and they've lived like an incredible life in music, or they know someone, or they know a producer, and So I've been really fortunate. I've also worked with a lot of Aussies out in Nashville.
Yeah.
It's so funny how you have to go across the world to work with Aussies, but
Right?
got to use your connections.
Yeah.
So I've become really good friends with these two Aussies called Lindsay Rhymes and Phil Barton, and they have worked with some incredible people.
Phil
like,
is fantastic.
you know Phil?
I do know.
Oh,
Yes.
great. Yeah, he's a
Fantastic.
great guy. He's so fun. He's one of my best buddies out here.
Awesome.
And they've just worked with like Kane Brown and Kelsey Ballerini and all like big names. And they're just such humble people and you'd never know. So
Very true.
anyway, it's been fun working with people who are living out here. And
Sure.
I met Bob Doyle the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if for those of you who don't know, he's Garth Brooks' manager.
Yes.
I like never in my wildest dreams. He was one of the first people I met when I moved to Nashville. Like,
Well, meant to be.
right.
Tell you what.
And he was so kind. He gave me his contact and was like, if you need anything, let me know. So we went into his office and he put us in touch with some more writers. And yeah, it's great. It's just like, I feel like that's the beauty of being in the States. It's just like the connections and just sheer population as well.
Very true. Condensed population of musicians.
Exactly.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Well, tell us a little bit about your song that you just released. Tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So it's called Overthinking, and I wrote it on one of my trips to Nashville. I had because I have a notes folder in my phone, and I just write down all these ideas, and of course, the voice notes. So one of my ideas was like overthinking about someone. Like you can't stop thinking about them, but also you're overthinking about them. You're really sick of it. So I had that idea. And I came up with a couple of chords and started playing it and wrote the chorus just in my hotel room. And then had the session with Phil and Lindsay and they loved it. And just watching them build up this song with me was just incredible. It came out in a few hours with a full song. Like Lindsay, who's the producer, just like did it up so beautifully. And
so cool.
by the time I walked out of there, I had a finished song, which is just like
That's amazing.
a musician's dream. And I hardly had to ask him. I went back to Australia, hardly had any notes, just like maybe a couple of tweaks, and it was done. So
Fantastic. Well, I've heard the regular version. Let's hear the acoustic version.
sure, let's do it.
I think that I saw you walking on Broadway today. Now I'm wondering if you've been doing okay. Now you're going round and round my brain on replay. What can I say? Some things don't ever change. I'm overthinking about you tonight. I'm over wondering if I'm on your mind. I'm over wishing that you blow up my phone. Tell me that you're all alone and you ain't over me like I ain't over you. I'm overthinking, thinking. I'm overthinking, thinking about you. Remember when we crashed like waves in California? I can still hear you saying, baby, I'm falling for you. Yeah, we stayed up all night in them sheets, starting fast. Close my eyes, we're still there. Feels so right in my head. I'm overthinking about you tonight. I'm over wondering if I'm on your mind. I'm over wishing that you blow up my phone. Tell me that you're all alone and you ain't over me like I ain't over you. I'm overthinking, thinking. I'm overthinking, thinking about you. Turning off these memories was never gonna be easy. Damn, I know you left a part of you, don't wanna leave me. I'm overthinking, thinking. I'm overthinking, thinking, yeah. I'm overthinking about you tonight. I'm over wondering if I'm on your mind. I'm over wishing that you blow up my phone. Tell me that you're all alone and you ain't over me like I ain't over you. I'm overthinking, yeah. Thinking about you. I'm overthinking, thinking. I'm overthinking, thinking about you.
Wow.
Oh, thank you. You got an audience.
I love it.
Thank
so good and so on point. Oh my goodness. I
thank
mean,
you.
been there, done that.
I mean, we've all been there. We've all run into an ex. And it's always when you're like not dressed up and you're looking like crap.
Always. This is why I just decided to just do a baseball game all the time instead of having to worry about it.
I might have to take a leaf out of your book, that's for sure.
Oh man, that was so good. I'm trying to see here. I think this one. Go ahead and talk into that mic.
Is this better?
Yeah, there we go. I'm just making sure that we've got the correct mics and we don't double here on this. It's funny. I love tech. I love technology. I can only imagine all of the stuff that you guys have to go through on stage.
Oh,
With opening for everybody. Do you ever just like go, man, I need to have an extra set of batteries just in case on my mic?
Oh my gosh. You know what? We have a nightmare story. We played the biggest show of our lives in Rio de Janeiro.
Okay.
And we played a festival called Rock in Rio, which is just like 100,000 people. We played before Sam Smith and Rihanna. Yeah, big deal. And we just were like so unprepared. We had this massive song, Geronimo, but actually like our skills and our production actually hadn't caught up yet.
Okay.
And we just didn't have that much experience. So anyway, we were on this massive stage and we did sound check, and then all of our tracks. So, extra claps and the click and things that we hear in our ears were all on this iPad.
Okay.
A little iPod. And our drummer normally like sets up his drums and then it all goes backstage.
Sure.
And then we're about to go on like an hour before our set. He goes and warms up and then he texts us, guys, we have a problem. I'm like, what's the problem? No. And he's like, someone's stolen the iPod.
Oh,
and we're like, we're in Brazil. Like, how silly can we be?
Oh, no. Well, you think that everything's going to be safe on stage. You know? Yeah.
And so we had to go out on this massive stage and basically play acoustically. Like we had drums and stuff, but our drummer downloaded an app last minute and like we just guessed the tempos and put them into this like click track.
Sure. Oh,
it was just like the thing of nightmares, really. Anyway, we got through the set and some songs were like really fast and some songs were really slow. Sure. But anyway.
You made it through it though. And that's the whole thing. And that's what, when I looked a lot on your social media and started following you and stuff, when I knew that you were going to come here, I had heard your stuff before, which I was surprised because I'm like, a lot of times with new artists as you guys come through, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've heard these songs before. So I was so great to hear that.
Awesome.
But I love how you're so authentic and you're authentically you on your socials when you do stuff. And I love that because there's a lot of people that aren't. They try and put on a persona and that type of thing, and you're not.
No, I mean, I can't fake it. I mean, I did try for a really long time. I tried to fit into this little box of what a pop star should be, and it just made me really unhappy. And you can only fake it for so long. So I decided to commit to showing up as myself on social media. And I mean, that's when the beauty happened. Everyone gravitated towards me. So awesome. Yeah, I really encourage anyone out there to be yourself. And because that's what people want to relate to.
Right.
They don't,
and you do a lot of stuff with body positive stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I like to say that I'm a body image cheerleader.
Nice.
I just want to show women and everyone that you can have cellulite and still write a number one song. It doesn't matter what you look like. And, I was bullied when I was in primary school, and I always said to myself that if I ever made it big, I would always carry that message throughout my career. So I've really tried to honor that. And, on my social media, I post a lot about body image and just making sure that people feel good in the skin they're in.
Which, is so, I watch a lot of these younger women and younger guys too, that are a lot more body positive than when we went through school. I mean, you had to be stick thin, and I know you're younger than I am, but I know in my age group, everything was so on the magazines and everything. You couldn't have a flaw.
Exactly.
And now it's being out there a lot more that you can.
and that's just happened in the last few years. So I guess when I first started this messaging, Instagram was like the highlight reel still, and it was all about like people with perfect bodies in the red bikini. So it's really great to see that shift has happened, and I'm really proud to be a part of that movement.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm guessing that you have another song that you might be able to play for us.
Yeah. What should I play? I might play Geronimo for you guys. So
fantastic.
I wrote this song with my brother and our best friend Jay, just in our kitchen dining room table, and we wrote it in like 2 hours, and little did we know it would take us around the world. Now this version a little bit different because my brother actually is the lead singer of that song, and I sing like a little part in harmonies.
Okay.
And there's like a 3-part harmony. It's normally like an anthem of songs, but obviously it's just me and my guitar, so bear with me. But I hope that some of you guys know it, and if you know it, sing along at home.
Can you feel it? Now it's coming back, we can steal it. If we bridge this gap, I can see you through the curtains of the waterfall. When we lost it, yeah, you held my hand, but I tossed it. Didn't understand you were waiting as I dove into the waterfall. So say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo. Can you feel my love? Bombs away, bombs away. That's my part. Can you feel? Can you feel my love? Bombs away, bombs away, bombs away. Well, we rushed it, moving way too fast, but we crushed it. But it's in the past, we can make this leap as we dove into the waterfall. So say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo. Can you feel? Can you feel my love? Bombs away, bombs away. Can you feel? Can you feel my love? Bombs away, bombs away. Well, I'm just a boy with a broken toy, all lost and coy at the curtains of the waterfall. 1, 2, 3. So say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo. Can you feel?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
I love that we have an audience here. I love this. This is so great. Man, your voice is just absolutely stunning.
Oh, that's so kind. Thank you.
Especially this early in the morning. How do you do
Oh,
that?
I
need that
did.
recipe.
I did warm up. I was. My husband's. He's here, and he's like, oh, he's so sick of hearing the ba 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 all the warm up. So you got to do it.
I'm going to have to, because waking up this early in the morning, it's a lot of times I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
I sound like Brett, not Brit.
Yeah, and I feel you on that. I just like. I used to have to just get up and go, but these days I really need to make sure I'm warming up and spending the time, especially in the cold.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose. That is an amazing song, and that is so fantastic that it's taken you around the world
Thank you.
with your siblings as well. Where are you off to
Thanks.
next? What do you got going on for coming up next?
Yeah, so I'm doing this radio tour and just like trying to build the fan base. I think a lot of people do know our songs, and I mean, I'm new to country, so I hope that I can pick up some country fans as well. But I'm hoping to do some tours. I'm working on an album at the moment, and I'm just releasing singles periodically, like every 10 weeks. So there's heaps of new music coming, and I would love for you guys to follow along.
Definitely. Well, you guys can find everything right down here below. There we go. That below there. Everything to find out where to find Amy and where all that she is going, and new albums, new music, support, like, share. That is social media currency, man.
Oh,
It's
man.
huge.
Yeah, it's great. It's great that artists have a way to promote their music and get out there for free, really.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And that people can hear your amazing songs and
Thank you.
your message that you have out there for everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much. I met Amy Sheppard Pie, so please follow along and say hi.
Definitely. Well, thanks for joining us here at Cabin Coffee Company in Mason City. We appreciate everybody that was able to come live and hang out with us and have a coffee break. And if you weren't able to be here, be live on Facebook and all of our social medias to be live and have coffee with us. I know you have water because you wanted to keep your voice going, but I got my fluffy coffee here. So
Cheers.
Cheers. Enjoy your day and make it a Cabin Coffee way.